I just bought the world's most uncommon project car, a 1986 Porsche 944. Why the 944, you may ask? I absolutely love the body style of these cars, and they're just so timeless. And I barely ever see these cars on the road ever anymore. The 944 community is extremely small, and I've never seen anybody build one the way we're gonna build one. So come along on this journey with me and my friends as we build one of the most iconic and classic sports cars back to its former glory. With every single bolt we take off, we find even more issues to the car. More on that later. This car is going to be amazing, it's going to be beautiful, and eventually fast, but we're a long way from there. So first, we got to find the right 944. So I started on my journey to find the right car, and there really wasn't anything that I was in love with at first. I did end up going and looking at this one that I thought was going to be a barn find. But unfortunately, I ran into red flag after red flag. Signs like the rear hatch glass being busted out, the rear locking mechanism being pounded out with a screwdriver, the car being tucked away behind a barn, the owner not being able to find keys or a title. I was just really scared to buy this car, even though the price was really attractive. So I walked away. And after what seemed like forever of looking, I ended up finding the perfect car. It was a few hours from me in another state, and as I was sitting here looking at the description and messaging back and forth with the owner, I was starting to get a little ambitious about this car. So I did what any crazy person would do, and I decided I was going to drive 3.5 hours away and buy the car without ever seeing it in person. So me and my friend Noah packed up and we hit the road for a very long trip that we had no idea was actually going to throw more surprises our direction than we ever could have expected.
We're on a quick little road trip. We're gonna go pick up a Porsche 86, let's go.
We're on the way to get the Porsche right now. Kind of nervous because it was about 3 hours away. Fortunately, we're driving my Tesla. The only reason I say unfortunately is because we have to stop and charge pretty frequently. Every other day, this is the best car in the world to own, absolutely, for daily driving. I'm super excited to get this Porsche. It was kind of an unexpected thing. I've always wanted a project car that I could actually document that is not just another, can be blended in with daily traffic. I think this car is going to be very unique and it's going to stand out. I've maybe seen one or two in my entire life. I don't think either one of them looked as good as we're going to make this car look. So I'm excited to get it. He messaged me today and said that he backed into the car and then sent me a photo of like chipped paint and like a golf ball sized dent in it. And I'm like, oh no. And you know, your boy doesn't really care because we're wrapping the thing. So we're gonna get some Bondo work and we're gonna try to negotiate this price to get it a little bit better. Just under an hour away. Let's get there, let's buy this car, and we'll take you guys with us. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. Jack, let's go.
What are we doing?
Jack, let's go. Woo!
There she is.
Ooh, it looks so good.
There she is.
And after 3.5 hours of driving, we finally got there and saw the car. And it didn't look that bad.
Thank you so much. This is
Nehemiah.
Tell me a little bit about car. Have a story or anything that you know about it?
So yeah, it was a trade that I got from a BMW Z3. The guy didn't really say too much about it. When I got it, I don't really know too much about it, honestly. And then I got it in the middle of the winter time and there's no heat, so I like barely drove it.
Yeah.
I think maybe got like a few hundred miles onto it.
Wow.
And then it kind of just sat there for a while. There's no exhaust, so you push the you push the gas down and you hear all hell let loose.
Oh.
Nehemiah started walking me around the entire car, and my first impressions were it looked pretty cool. He showed me all the quirks of the car and even how the driver's side door handle doesn't work from the outside. We'll fix it sometime though. I got to sit inside and I really started falling in love with the history of this car. And sure, it wasn't perfect. It had some things here and there, but I was waiting to hear how loud this exhaust truly was about to be.
Oh,
It's so loud.
oh, they do. They do. What's this button do, bro?
Turns on and off the fans. I don't know what that means.
I was very quickly going to discover exactly what this meant. But for now, let's sign the paperwork, let's shake some hands, and let's get right back onto the road. I was a little nervous because I still don't know for sure how mechanically good this car was, but honestly, Noah told me I need to make a bond with the car, so I decided to send it. And it handled well, it drove smooth, but I had no idea what was about to happen next.
On the spot, what's your favorite Bible verse?
Mark 10:45, for even the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve and give his life as a ransom for many.
Dude, bars.
Oh wait, what's that?
That's what I'm thinking. I think that's the e-brake, but...
And then all of a sudden, Noah started driving and we both noticed a light popped on the dash. We had no idea what it meant.
Oh, is it smoking a little bit? Noah drove a few feet. Look at this puddle. All of the coolant just came out of the car.
Oh no!
We got a hose that popped off. Yeah, it's just a hose. Oh, it's so hot.
The car started overheating and I had no tools with me and not really a clue as to why.
Oh.
All of the coolant poured out of the car and we were still 2 hours away from home. So we went into Meyer and bought some tools and then came out to the car. And all of a sudden I remembered something. Nehemiah told me about the switch the car had.
You know what?
What?
It started overheating when it was sitting at idle. It wasn't overheating when it was running. So I think it overheated sitting at idle because the fan, remember he has like a weird fan system?
Yeah.
It was getting hot because it wasn't running. Remember, I saw it get hotter when we were driving slower.
Yeah.
When I was driving, it went lower than that. It was about halfway.
So we realized the car wasn't actually broken. The fans just never worked, which means the radiator was never cooling down and the system ended up overheating sitting at idle. I was really stressed out and hungry because we haven't eaten any food today, but we decided we were 2 hours from home and we had no choice but to send it.
Warning
light
went
is
off.
not on, but I think we're good.
I think we're good. We're gonna try and head back to Columbus.
So just like that, we were back on the road. And this time the engine wasn't overheating because while we're driving it, it's forcing air into the system, keeping it nice and cool. And just like that, we made it back home.
We're back at the shop finally. Got the car here. Shout out to Dylan and Emma at Valley Tints. We're gonna start diving into this thing. Step one, based on the problems that we had last night with the car overheating, I think the first major thing to figure out is why are the fans not kicking on and how can we get them to work? There's a mystery switch in the car that we're gonna mess with and see if there's any weird wiring or if we can get it to work at least again. And then obviously get the car cleaned out. So let's go ahead and start doing that. Shout out to Dylan from Valley Tints. What are you thinking about this car so far?
Dude, this thing is sweet. It's gonna be awesome when it's done.
And now it's finally time to do some fun stuff to the car. We ended up spraying down the entire engine bay and wheels, and you can literally see the dirt and dust from 40 years just falling right off of the car. And now it's time to finally take the seats out of the car so we could start detailing the interior and truly bring this 40-year-old car back to life. And these carpets have definitely seen better days.
I'm putting like multiple layers of this oily stuff on, and it's just soaking it up, bro. I've never seen this before. It almost needs like leather conditioner, and then we put this Supreme Shine on. I know it's not real leather, but it's still just soaking it up.
Looks so good.
You should have seen all the dirt, bro. I'll let you do that door.
Okay, just to wrap up for the day, we got quite a bit done. Not necessarily as much as I wanted to, but yesterday was a long day and we got to close up shop for the day. So I just took the air box out of the car. I'm trying to still figure out why the fans don't work. Can't quite figure it out. We tested the wires. We found a butt connector over here. We took it apart and literally just twisted the wires together. That just came off. So we're not quite sure why. We're giving it direct power and it still wasn't working. The fuse that's connected to the battery terminal wasn't good. We think we blew it, but we replaced it. It still doesn't work. We'll have to figure that out some other day. But for now, we got the entire interior cleaned out, but we're gonna call it quits for the day. And we'll see you guys next time we work. What's up, guys? It's a new day. We're starting on the actual body of the car today. On the last clip, you saw me kind of fiddling with a few things. There's a few goals that we have for the day. Noah coming, he's gonna bring his welder. We're gonna hopefully get all of the little imperfections of the car fixed on the body. We're gonna sand everything down, fill it in with body filler if we need to. We have wrap coming in a few days, so we're just gonna get the car wrap ready. That's one goal. Goal number 2 is figure out the cooling fan issue. I just got a multimeter, so we're gonna figure out if it's the wiring or if we need to actually order new fans, but Porsche fans are expensive, so I hope I don't have to do that. We might have to fabricate something. Without further ado, let's just get right into it.
Hey.
And broke that bolt. Broke her clean off. Look at that.
So here's Aiden doing a bunch of stuff. He's breaking a bunch of stuff on his car. He doesn't even freaking know what he's doing. Freak. He thinks he knows what he's doing, but he doesn't even. Here's him breaking some more stuff. He broke some stuff off, I think. Shoot, I think I could do better than that. Probably. No.
That was my sister Claire, and she's kind of right. I don't really know what I'm doing, but here's me breaking another bolt.
Oh, look at that. Something broke too.
This car is just coming apart as I'm taking these bolts off. They're breaking. I'm just starting to think nobody's ever taken this front bumper off, which honestly, I understand why, because of how difficult it is.
All right, so I didn't exactly figure out what we're gonna do about this bottom portion yet, because what's really odd is there's bolts under the side of this fender going all the way down. There's no way to access those bolts unless it appears unless I take this off, which I'm not gonna take that off. So for right now, I found a video explaining how to take this bumper off, which is the solid steel bumper. So we're gonna attempt to do that first and see if I can get any more access back here, because unless I can, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I think we gotta take this off anyway because we're gonna wrap it. The bottom looks like there's some rust bubbles, so we'll probably sand it down and touch it up a little bit too. So let's get this off. The video says 2 19mm bolts. You gotta stick it through this hole. This front bumper will come off after that. So we're gonna give it a shot. Oh yeah, that's bad. Oh boy. Yeah, that's on there for sure. We gotta either try a breaker bar or we gotta try the air thing, and I'm scared to use the air thing because I feel like it's just gonna come off in pieces. Am I about to learn another lesson that I didn't learn earlier? We're gonna see. Oh, I got it. Broke it loose. Let's go. Maybe it's because I had just a little bit more leverage. Broke it loose. Let's go. Should be good now. Oh no, this side came all the way out.
And now I finally got the metal bumper off, and now hopefully I can access the rest of the plastic bumper bolts.
There it is. Got the bolt out. Let's go. Bumper off. One part of it. This is kind of heavy for a bumper. We're gonna check out what's going on with it. So this rubber stopper is kind of disintegrated, or whatever brackets that's holding it in the actual thing is disintegrated. I feel like we're probably gonna have to take this off at some point. The whole bottom is starting to get rusted, so I'm assuming we'll probably touch this up today. Probably leave it off the car to wrap and just keep our lives a little bit easier, honestly. But yeah. There's this bumper. Now let's see if we have better access to the other one. So I get a little bit better access to this one at least. That other one seems like it's still gonna be pretty tricky to get to. I think all this is just gonna suck and I just need to prepare myself for the absolute worst. Okay, well, there's that. I could have a really, really long extension running from the bottom and probably actually reach that from the bottom. This is gonna be the goofiest extension you've ever seen. It's probably about 1.5 feet. What I really hope is that this bolt doesn't just disintegrate like most of the little things on this car are, like this cover for the electrical here. Oh, that's plenty long. I didn't even need the last extension. Oh, it worked. Oh, I see some zip ties under here. I wonder what the last owner zip tied. Got it out. It didn't break.
Now I just got to get the rest of those bolts that are hidden in the back, and then I can move on to the other side. It might just be because my hands are big, but this is a little tricky.
Oh, it comes out my way. The reflector is out. Let's not snap this. I'm sure I'm gonna run into a lot more of that later. So I got that side of the bumper off. I found these 2 little white screws that are what's holding this little turning signal reflector thing in place. And then it has this bracket, which is what these screws are kind of holding in there. And then there's a whole bulb assembly that I just kind of pulled out like this that sits right in here. Okay, now we're gonna make our way down this bumper and figure out what else is holding us on. I'm assuming we're gonna find a lot of surprises that I don't want, but it's gonna be worth it when I get it all off. This is a tedious bumper, guys.
Hey, I'm back. We're gonna take this panel off, and this rust spot right here, I'm gonna cut this out and then weld some new steel in. Should be pretty fun.
And we're also gonna start working on sanding this down. We just went to Home Depot and a couple other stores, got some stuff. We gotta take the fender off probably. We're hoping it's not welded. We're hoping it's just bolted, which it looks like it is. And then we'll get started on that. I started removing all of the fender bolts that I could see on the top, but for some reason, I couldn't figure out what the other bolts were. Am I gonna have to take this door off? I'm just seeing if I need to take this door off. And then I realized it's probably because they were hidden behind the fender liner. And as you can see, I decided that's a problem for later. We have so much sanding and bodywork to finish on this car before it's ready for wrap. All right, guys, we kind of had to take a little detour. We're doing a couple of different things right now. We're trying to get the passenger side fender off. We're trying to get the front bumper off still. It's like 3 hours in the making. I'm trying to get this front bumper off.
What are we doing, Dylan?
Watching this guy grind, man. He's getting it on, bro.
Shout out to Noah for filling this hole in with weld. Just grinding it down now. We're having a good time out here though. Even though we didn't do as much as we wanted to today, I would say it's been a success. I think we're gonna hammer it again tomorrow. We're just gonna keep going in the process, you know? This is my first time welding. I'm really kind of nervous, but we're just gonna send it. I just watched Noah do this side, tack weld for me, so how hard can it be?
You're right.
How hard can it be?
No, it's not bad. But yeah, you're gonna be there. I put Mount Everest on that thing.
Holy shit. Extra careful, man.
This thing's gonna be bulletproof.
Let's get it, bro.
How was my weld?
It's a weld.
Mount Everest,
It's
bro.
welding, but I promise you it's
You're gonna need
welding.
an oxygen tank to climb that, bro.
All right, guys, we're back today. It's the next day. We gotta clean this up a little bit, and then we're gonna continue to work on getting that front bumper off. Hopefully we can do it as easy as possible, easier than it was yesterday, but we'll see. So let's get to grinding. I came back to the shop today all by myself to continue grinding down the welds that we made on this metal bumper. Okay, we've been grinding for about 30 minutes. I'll show you guys what I've got done so far. We've got every spot welded up except this hole right here. There was these two little like things sticking out, I think to hold the rubber bumpers in place. We sawed them off, and this one looks like it's kind of filled in, but that's gonna come out. So we're probably gonna have to pound that little stud out, pound these two studs out, and then we'll fill these two holes and these two holes in. I don't have the welder right now, but all of the spots except this one, I'm taking a little break. We've now got smoothened out. I think that enough body filler and sanding. This is going to be smooth. I think it'll be ready for wrap here soon after we pound out those studs and fill in the holes with some weld and then grind it back down. Let's try to get this bumper off. I think there's only a few more bolts on this side. Actually, this bolt here, and then we just got to figure out what bolts are holding on the bottom, and then we'll be able to get this thing off. Before I continue to take the rest of the plastic bumper off, I thought it was a perfect time to put in the new fog light bulbs that are going onto the car. And just in time, the air compressor just filled up. So let's get that last bolt off now, and then we'll move to the other side and get these two really annoying bracket bolts off. Before I couldn't get these tricky bolts out, but I used the air tool and they came right out. It's definitely seen better days, but I think the only 3 bolts left are the really 2 annoying ones that are next to the fog light housing, and then there's this one little tiny bracket bolt in the middle there. That'll be easy to get off. But let's get on this side because I was getting some action over here yesterday, but it was tedious. So let's see if we can get it. I freaking got it. We got one side off, and that was relatively easy. I spent about 20 minutes here trying to get that off yesterday. So, all right, let's go to the other side and let's get that other bolt off. Honestly, I don't think. Got a bunch of dust on my face, but we got the bolt out, so that's good. All right, it's been a few minutes. We're just gonna use this freakishly old, heavy, and obnoxious mallet to get this thing out. This last odd custom bracket off. 35 volts wasn't enough to hold this bumper on. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the world's hardest bumper that I've ever removed. Just like that, there it is. Okay, so upon some further investigating, I'm starting to think that the next thing that I want to do, because the radiator actually has a small leak in it, I'll show you guys that in a sec. And I thought it was gonna be a nightmare to take out, but I just watched a YouTube video and it literally looks like 4 bolts. I just ordered a new radiator. I hope it fits because it was like $500 cheaper than every other radiator online that I saw. So we're gonna see. I'm not really getting my hopes up. And with that coming out, I have to take the fans out, which this guy in this video does. We're gonna remove some piping up top, drain the coolant on the bottom, and then we'll see what happens from there. Brakes are all gonna need replaced. I'm just gonna let it drain like this so I don't get covered when I pull this hose out. All right, so my camera battery is about to die, so I'm just gonna pause this really quick, plug the camera in, and see if we have any more time to record. Okay guys, final update. My camera battery was charging. I got a lot done. So first of all, finally got the cooling fans off, and I figured, well, I made it this far, it's 1 more bolt, might as well get the radiator off. It was nowhere near as hard as I thought. I'm gonna show you guys the leak in the radiator that I found. So somebody ended up just super gluing or some kind of JB welding on this little plastic cover for one of the holes in the radiator. I'm not quite sure what it is. All of the radiators have a little plug there. So my thought process was maybe it cracked or broke over time and started leaking, so they just tried to super glue it up. What I'm really curious to discover though is the cooling fan wiring is a little odd, and I'll show you what I mean. Essentially, I was under the car. There's this connector I'm not really sure about, because it just kind of goes up into nothing. And I don't know why or where the end of the connection originally was, because the 2 radiator fan power connectors are completely separate from this one. My next step in the next episode is we're gonna test the power of the cooling fans and make sure that they're getting power, see what that connector actually does, and if the fans kick on, then we know it's fine. If they don't, I'm gonna just hard tap into the 2 connection. So I actually bought spark plugs for the car, and I started taking the spark plugs out. I found a couple of really interesting and odd things. The spark plugs are fine. They were probably replaced pretty recently. They didn't seem anything wrong or bad gap or anything like that. They all looked new, and the car runs fine. It doesn't have a misfire, but I was just gonna replace them anyway. So I guess I'm just gonna keep these in the back shelf for now, so I need to replace them. Unfortunately, the first spark plug that I took out has oil on it, which is not good. And my friend is gonna bring a compression tester and a little camera so we can get in there and look and see what's going on. But the good news is we were already planning on replacing the gaskets for this. I think I'm gonna do the valve cover gasket and the head gasket all at once. Hopefully that will solve any issues that we have with that. But obviously that's not good. So we're gonna test to see if it's getting good compression. If it is getting good compression, I might not worry about it right now. Probably should though, since I already started taking half the car apart, but we'll get to that later. Thank you guys so much for watching this first episode of the build series. This is gonna be so fun. We have a lot of things on the way. We have a wrap on the way. We have a new radiator on the way. We have the valence rear bumper kit on the way. This car's gonna be insane. We also got the bumper sanded down for the most part. Obviously there's a couple of things we're still gonna have to do, but we are at the availability of the welder that we can use. So we're gonna get to that at some point soon. And then when that's done, all we gotta do is wrap it since it's already off the car. We're gonna try to repair that lower bumper and get all of the cracks and imperfections tuned up. And then once that's done, we're gonna wrap it and we're gonna get it back on the car. And this thing will be on its way to the car shows that we want to go to this year. If you guys like this series and want to keep up with it, make sure you subscribe and like this video. I'm super excited to be working on cars again. After we get this Porsche back on the road, the next project is right here. My old Mazda Speed 3. We're gonna get this car tuned up, looking great, and we're gonna get this to some car shows too. Make sure you subscribe and stay tuned for more. Jesus is King. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.